When I first showed up, I didn't really know what to expect. My mom had gone the same time last year, and I was just really excited to go, and I felt God wanted me there. We got off the plane, and it's just chaos, and you drive through the streets, and they don't even have paved streets most of the time. There's pigs just running around, and roosters, and people living on streets with just tin roofs hanging off the edges and stuff. And to see that kind of poverty really is very sad, to know that how lucky we are here, and it put a lot of things in perspective for me. While there, we worked with babies who were at an orphanage, and there were some babies who were not as healthy and some who were healthier. But sometimes the parents weren't able to take care of them, so the sisters, the missionaries of charity, would take them in and take care of them. So our job was to go in there, and we would pick them up, and we would just give them love, because they don't have enough of that, because they're away from their families most of the time. It was amazing to see the joy that they have, even with the little amount that they possess, and it truly teaches you a lot. When the earthquake happened, I was actually outside in a little play fenced-in area. It was probably 10 by 10, and I had the older kids who were ages about 3 to 8, and they had actually just been served ice cream as a treat. They get that about 2 times a year, so they were really excited. And we were sitting out there, and I heard rolling thunder, and I didn't know what it was because I've never experienced an earthquake before, but things just started shaking. So I was sitting on the ground, and I just grabbed all of them, and we sort of just made a huddle together, and things were falling off of the roof. There was debris and rubble, and God put a bubble around us. The 12 kids and me were unharmed. Nothing hit us at all, and we just stayed outside until the shaking stopped.
Did you go back?
Oh, in a heartbeat, I'd go back.
Have you discussed that with them yet?
No, I've told them. I said, as soon as I have an opportunity, I'm gonna go back, because the whole time I was there, being around the sisters, and I knew God was taking care of me. I felt so at peace, and I felt so safe there that I wasn't worried about anything. My job was to take care of those kids, and that's what I did. And so while we were there, I was perfectly fine. I was calm, and I felt safe, and the sisters and their prayers are so powerful. And I didn't cry until I heard the news that we were going to have to leave. And that's when I broke down, because I didn't want to leave those kids, and I didn't want to leave those people. Right now is when those people need us the most. They had little to begin with, and they lost everything. Right now is when they need our prayers and the donations and everything like that.
How were you as a mother feeling protective towards your daughter when you were in a disaster like this?
It's funny, we talk about it now, and we say we kind of stayed away from each other because we knew that if the two of us got together, it would have been just a flood of tears. So the group of 10 was so strong together. And I've told Kerry this, the only thing I felt bad for was I've encouraged her to go. We prayed about her going. She's always wanted to go. I guess the only thing that there were moments where I felt bad that I had brought her. But she assures me that that was never an issue. So,
Mr. Tittinger, how did you feel when you heard, like, did you hear from your family first, or did you hear on the news?
I was actually at work, and I received a email from our parish office, which had received the text from, actually, I think it was Renee's phone. And then as I exited to start heading home, and I received Renee's text. My cell phone doesn't work where I currently work. But it was very comforting, obviously, to know. I didn't even realize there was an earthquake until I had received the email that also mentioned that their status was safe. But I was, because of that message, and I knew how strong Kerry and Renee are and the other 8 women that accompanied them, I felt very peaceful or confident that they were okay. and that they would be okay, and that they were women of prayer, and I obviously prayed to the Blessed Mary, and I knew they were going to be okay, and I tried to keep things normal at home. We have 2 other boys, in addition to Kerry and Kylie. So make sure they went off to school and just kept things normal, making sandwiches and all the mundane things you do at the house. And it all worked out. Put some faith in God.
Through this devastation, severe devastation, I mean, you can still see God working with everything. The way that everything fell into place, the way that the 10 women and I, were uninjured, the way we got home so quickly and stuff, and the fact that all the 100 kids were unharmed is just miracles that I was able to witness. So, I mean, you can see God working all the time.